Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to the witness. So, sadly the problem with playing this game, how many have we gotten? 428 plus 17 last time? Problem with playing this game so quickly to early is that as far as Google's telling me, there is no walkthrough for a lot of the solutions. There's a walkthrough about to the main ending that we've already done, but extra things like this, it's hard to even describe where you're going to find this. Because this is the desert video puzzle. The solution was to get all three of the blue squares, the two single ones and the two ones, combined with the three yellow square triangle, so that the blue squares ate the yellow Tetris piece triangle, and get rid of it and do that. And I just had to try and find that solution and just kind of have a more peaceful time. I can get these solutions in about 20 more minutes more if I simply spend the effort and the time and focus instead of talking. But when I'm here recording, my concentration and my mental capacities go a little bit down. Not terribly, sometimes really terribly. So, pulling out my handy dandy uh, phone slash camera, and that's another video puzzle done. And in the process, I now know what the challenge, uh, secret achievement is. So we know what that is, and because we know what that is, it is the final video thing. So I'm not sure if there really are very many other things. But what we need to do, uh, let's see, I may have 4 out of 6 right now. I may have 5 out of 6. If I have 5 out of 6, that's it. What we need to do is run to an obelisk. Let's start with this. Okay. Alright. Every obelisk now has etchings on them, it seems like, of things. There's like a circle at that, and then interesting issue we have here. That's an interesting issue. So let's go over here. Maybe from this perspective I can solve this puzzle. That would... Actually, that seems like that makes a lot more sense than trying to do it on the boat. Maybe sometimes we'll just use the boat to see where the thing is we need to do. So we race this back this way. We now saw that one is lighted up. Okay, so this is great. This means there's 3 that are this way. There are 4 more that are that way. This is just great. As we see the obelisks, there's one that's that way. Perfect. So we are not going to have a big, long, drawn-out struggle in this game at finding all the obelisks, because we'll know exactly, at least in the general area, where we're supposed to go. Also, we can have kind of a nice experience here. We need to desperately go to the city though and see one of the videos. I don't want all the videos. I don't want to have to sit through all the videos in one run. Plus, to get the last video is quite a challenge. Like, oh, here's a puzzle that's not been solved. Interesting. We've got some more puzzles we can solve. Good. This is what we want to find too. I'd like to see that number go up to 600. If it's exactly 600, that would be kind of bad, because then I might just come to the assumption that there is only 600 in total. Let's see, this pathway looks a little worn. Every circle now looks like a puzzle to me. Let's see, where... There's another. Alright, here's the thing. Alright. I don't think I've got this in the right perspective. Come on, a little bit closer. Alright. Oh yeah, look at that. Sure does that make that easy. If you're just gonna adjust my perception. We hadn't done this section before. And it turns out there's 11 lasers, and I don't know how many we've gotten done. But if we don't have all 11 done, we're gonna have an issue. Do we do it? Yeah, we don't have to worry. The reflection here tells us we need to go all the way down this way. We're just following the rocks here. And that explains all these little rocks bits. So if we haven't been in these sections, obviously, then we haven't even seen areas and potential solutions. Nope. I think we're gonna have to play around with perspective here. Well, nope. See, the problem with this let's try it, I guess. We'll go up one here, down one here, do this, and that. Good enough, I suppose. Let's see. This one goes back to... This is strange. Why is the reflection different? Oh, because those aren't reflections, those are just really close rocks. Interesting. And if we find more sections like this of puzzles we just haven't even solved yet, Oh geez, what are we supposed to do here? I bet we're supposed to do this. Yep. It keeps adjusting our view over there to throw us off. Here we go. Yeah, but what did that do? Nothing. It's just, it just ends here. And then we have some more hotel pillows. And that's it. I mean, it's nice to have a whole nother set of puzzles to do. It just kinda, I just kinda wish there was some logic behind it. Let's see. Let's see if we can adjust our angle here. Question is, where's the circle to start that? And why are there fish right there? Why not fish? Other than the fact that there haven't been fish any other point. Let's see. It would have been a real big nightmare if this game had gave you the ability to like fly. If you just from that angle had to fly and go up and down as well as left and right. Yeah, that could be an easy way to drive yourself crazy. I swear there's something there, but I'm not seeing it. Let's see. We have an up and then this around. Here we have a left, a right, and a curve. Let's look at this. Are these called pagoda? Or, no, they're called gates. I just want to look a little bit here. I don't want to get too crazy with it. I don't want to do anything super exhaustive. I mean, if I can't find the solutions, I should just move on. Alright. If we go this way, we have 3 circles. Let's go this way. Let's see. How many lasers do I have on this? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. 4 on that section. 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10. So there might be one more laser here. I don't think I need to look here for anything. I think this little area is actually pointless. Oddly enough. Well, X marks the spot. Alright. Let's go into the city. Let me up. I want to look over here just to make sure there's not an audio log. It's a shame that after you beat the game, it doesn't tell you how many of the audio logs there are, or if it even keeps that. I mean, I know it does say whether you listen to them or not. Here was a I have half a thought. Is there a point where I could get the circle right above the center of the sun? Get the sun in line with the mountain is what I'm trying to say. Let's see up here. That not. Nope. Gotta line this up, I think. On the reflection. It's all about perception. Not what's real. Alright. So this angle, I've got them all. This angle, I'm missing 2. Does it help to know what the angle is? Which the 2 are? I guess it might help a little bit if you just crazily, there's nothing this way, it looks like. This really gets to the question of like, what could you do for DLC or add-ons to this game, and the real truth is nothing. A puzzle must be complete when you buy it. I just can't buy into any thought that you could do DLC or add-ons. You can do, well, the Talos Principle, Road to Gehenna, I intend to play that, but it seemed like it was a fine game by itself. So here's the flickering lamp thing that was mentioned, of the few things that were mentioned in the ending of the game. Notice that the water that's running here doesn't reflect. That's nice. I welcome that as a easy way to alleviate any fears of there being something here. They seem to be flickering at the same speed, both in the reflection and otherwise. I'm not seeing anything special about that though. It just seems like a few extra things to mention. Here's the reflection with the flickering light, but it doesn't seem like it does anything. Alright, let's forget it. Let's get the easy things while we're here. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up a little bit. Let's see. Well, geez, can I not speed it up? I thought there was a speed control in this thing. Guess not. Alright. Okay. So this is going to be an interesting solution here, because the only way I can get in here and stay in here, I missed it. Oh no, I messed up. And each one of these needs its own solution. Oh no, it put me back there. I could have. So, first move I can do is the first one would be 1/4 of it, and then this next one I guess it, oh well, that's one. That's 1/4. And then we'll do halfway, and then we'll do 3/4 of the way. There's no reason to do all the way around. Even if we did do all the way around, that wouldn't do anything for us. So here's a puzzle that we saw, and I just didn't want to sit here and spend time on it or show it off as a potential thing. Darn it. And it has to be from this blade. think I could take my hand off the A button if I was sure of it. Now the fact that I've gone around, has that ruined the system? I don't think so. If I was to guess anything, that the game seems to be pretty rebound. Oh, if that, no, that's not the right word, but seems to be pretty well programmed. Right. Do we have to go a little bit closer? I don't think that would work. Here we go. Here we go. I worked. There we go. Now, third one. I suppose this one is all about just either we have to go the other direction, which would be really easy, or it's just about avoiding the broken one. Seems to help to have a little bit of history on this bar here. Like, if this breaks off. No. Yeah, it seems like I can in the next attempt. Oh, this is so slow though. Hey, good, I don't have to move. I didn't realize this. It will just move my cursor for me, that's nice. Would just been easier to do counterclockwise. This last one for sure. Whatever. I will definitely grant that one. But does that mean there is several other solutions and you have to go backwards? I don't think so. Nope. There we go. That's the cheating way of doing it, I guess. And then we go from that broken. Now I just need to get on this dumb windmill and do it. Come on. I believe that's all three, and that's all I'm willing to do right now. Let's come down here to the TV room. Let's see. So this section is still a big mystery to me. I don't know how we're gonna do this, but now I'm gonna bring up my cell phone camera, bring up the gallery, and first thing I need to do is probably get rid of the one that... Now if I start deleting things, that's gonna be an issue. Oh, they're in order, so it doesn't matter. So the second one we have goes here and then goes all the way around here and then all the way around there. Let's see, swipe the other way, and then that. And I guess, because I can see there's a glare on this picture, but I guess that's it. Alright, this is driving me crazy. This is driving me just totally crazy. And you know what? Since that solution was so long, we know that it is gonna probably be one of the longest videos of them all if they are relatively in the same length. Uh, this guy's just trying to see if he can get a candle to a certain point without it going out. This is probably from some really like old murder mystery TV show or movie. It probably would solve some conundrum if we knew what the conundrum is, but otherwise we're just sitting here in what has been an incredibly long scene in which there's no dialogue at all, and he's not really acting up a storm either. It's not like he's doing anything. We see these black stairs in the background. It almost looks like that might be a puzzle. Just like a really, really long puzzle that I could hit A on. I mean, in theory. But I mean, yes, in theory, there could be a perception puzzle in here. But I didn't really see one. It would explain why all these clips are just random garbage. But I would really hate to have to watch these videos again. It doesn't feel like that. It feels very much like they just had some free domain stuff. They wanted to throw some videos in here. And this guy is like dying. This is one of these videos from the old generation where they'd make like 4 or 5 hour movies and there'd be nothing happening or being said in them at all. I'm sorry, I just value my time a little bit more than this. I can't be happy for this guy getting a candle from one point to another. Maybe that's the statement here, is that why should anybody be happy I can beat the puzzles of the witness? And, in a lot of ways they're right. I mean, why should anybody be happy I can do that, or anybody can do that? But I think the witness is a little bit more difficult than getting a candle. Maybe this is some kind of like religious thing. I would think it was a murder mystery thing. And then he just dies. Is this... They're not children of the corn, but children of the damned? I don't think so. You see some reflections, and we're seeing more footage now. Let's see. I don't think if I moved, my perception's gonna really be changed so that this would turn into something that I could click on. Not a single bit of dialogue. I'm looking everywhere, just in case. If there is a puzzle, there's no way to pause the screen. You can rewind and you can play back and go forward. But there's no pausing these video clips. So it looks like at the top there's almost a circle. It is. There are puzzles in this. Darn it. That will probably be but it's not holding. So unless I can get really far back. Yeah, it's just not. Unless I'm supposed to like really, really far back, that doesn't solve that. It says dedicated to my mother. So there was a circle in that. Great, great for it.
Why so many people may be thinking about throwing away those crutches.
So this guy
is because, thanks to science and technology, they have
and
begun
him sitting
to
here
know
talking.
that they don't.
It went from talking to like no talk.
And that if they are to have more say in what happens to their lives, more freedom to develop their abilities to the full, they have to be helped towards that knowledge that they know exists and that they don't possess. And by help towards that knowledge, I don't mean
I
give
think
everybody a
there's a light.
Yourself. Where would you even start? Opinion, ideology, and leaves only what is demonstrably true about the world. And the reason why so many people may be thinking about throwing away those crutches is because, thanks to science and technology, they have begun to know this scientific knowledge is hard to take because it removes the reassuring crutches of opinion, ideology, and leaves only what is demonstrably true about the world. And the reason why so many people may be thinking about throwing away
every time I
is because
even go a little bit further, it has some actual skip points.
Made third hand by your interpretation of them. Things like that. As opposed to this. Know what it is? It's a bunch of amino acids. The stuff that goes to build up a worm, or a geranium, or you. This stuff's easier to take, isn't it? Understandable. Got people in it. This scientific knowledge.
So it seems like I have to watch
because it removes the reassuring
every time I try to fast forward,
ideology.
It just skips back to this section.
Only what is demonstrably true about the world.
Oh, you know what it is?
And the reason why so many people may be thinking about throwing away those crutches is because
every time,
thanks to science and technology,
if you do the full thing, it goes back to the beginning.
Well,
And
that's no better a solution than any of the others, is it?
so if I want to not go back further, I have to go the other way. Other way. Let's see. So from this point to this point, where he shows you the book,
The world he's talking about.
he's just talking.
Second-hand views of the world, made third-hand by your interpretation of them.
And I
Things
couldn't
like that.
imagine.
As opposed to this. Know what it is? It's a bunch of amino acids. The stuff that goes to build up a worm, or a geranium, or you. This stuff's easier to take, isn't it?
And nothing in that. Interesting. Well, I'm not gonna make you go through and suffer watching another one of those, but there are 2 of those in the that we've already found. 2 more. So 4 of the 6 possible solutions are right here. Here we can go ahead and solve this puzzle that happens to be right here. This one right here. We'll get in the boat, we'll go a little bit this way, and then we'll slowly go this way. Alright. So we need to go the opposite direction that we're going right now. There's a couple here. We can see, I think I may have messed up this. I may need to close the grate door in that canister shipping container, unless the solution is more that way. Is this greenery a puzzle? Is there a puzzle all the way on the outer rim of this thing? If there was, or if there is, here we go. Just slow this down a little bit. Maybe if I power up the cloud, it powers up this, that tower again. Maybe I could get that extra +1. Feels like there's something on this island, but how would you even get on it? If there is anything on the island, it's gonna be its own thing. There is definitely a question. I suppose it's just how these perception puzzles really work. I imagine you have to, all over this island, there are programmed in invisible bubbles, I would bet. And you have to be standing within an invisible bubble, would be my guess, to then, this is the solution, isn't it? Well, we'll go back this way in a second. So I imagine if you were too far one direction or too far another direction, maybe they're not bubbles, maybe they are cones. So from the point of any circle, there's just a cone of vision that is ever expanding off into the horizon that probably eventually does finish out. So we're not done. So you would be tempted to stop. But I don't think we're done. Unfortunately, my angle of viewing is not working great either. Is it gonna adjust for me? Yes, it seems like it's slowly turning. The map itself got in the way. Quick. Over here. Got it. Come on. Come on. Let it work. Just now it started working. May have to go the other direction. Back this way. Keep on going. Alright, a little bit there. Nudged it. Let's look around the other areas of the screen while we're waiting for this to work. Nudged it. Come on. Come on. Please work. Please work. Boat seems to be turning. Holding all the way to the left. Maybe I should just risk it and go further down. I'm about to lose it. I'm about to lose it. Yep. That lost it for me. Let's go ahead and speed up a little bit. We don't need to go super slow when we're not doing a puzzle. These things seem to be rather long. Right. Like right here. How could you stop and get out here and go over there? You can't. Oh, but you don't need to. Either, do you? we've been in that section. So we're gonna come up to the jungle section, which when we look at the jungle you can pretty much see that that's not what we want to do. There's no puzzle there, but there's a pretty obvious puzzle here. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go all the way around. So let's just speed up too. This is gonna be crazy. That's too fast. But let's see. Odd that neither speed is satisfactory. I can't hit that one. I can't hit this one. All the way around this. Interesting. No. It went too fast. That's the problem. Could also be the rocks are the problem. I wish there was a button. If I just had a right trigger, left trigger, speed up, slow down thing that I could push. Like stop when you hit A. Anything like that would be really appreciated when trying to use this boat. It's like, if you can almost hear the conversation going on in the creator's head. It's like, of course the game will have vehicles. Of course the game will be open world. Of course the game will have lots of puzzles. Of course the game will be super bright and colorful. But then, besides the lots of puzzles one, everything else is kind of just mediocrely implemented. Seems like he didn't know how to do it. Oh, that also seems like there might be a audio log there. We already got that one. We don't need to worry about that. Could the wake in your boat create something? I don't think so. It is making a white line, oddly enough. Let's see. This tree, I think there is something about the tree, but right now it's not worth my time to investigate it, I don't think. We got several of the secret puzzles here. We're not finding a ton of non-secret puzzles. That's not a huge surprise. I think we probably have found a ton of them. Alright, let's slow down. This puzzle in particular is gonna be a hassle. So this is one of the longest perception puzzles. It's moss on the sunken ship. I haven't really investigated the sunken ship enough, but as we go, we are trying to draw this long line, and our perception's going to be shifted a little bit here. This is boat ride's going to be the end of this episode too. So we want to go slow because we just don't want to miss it. Yeah, you can hear it's grinding when I push on the left. But see, from this point, you no longer see the circle. This is the slowest speed we can go on it. So if I can't get it this way, I've really messed up. I also want to look at the boat, and you could have had puzzles in it. I'm sure you could have, but I don't see any puzzles in it. Wouldn't make any sense. It seems to just be a straight reference to the Myst. Myst had a sunken boat. This has a sunken boat. Let's think about things that were in Myst. There was a library in Myst. There's no library in this game, really. There was not really a mountain, I think, in Myst. There was a tree section in Myst, but the tree section was better in Riven. There was a rocket ship. There was a musical section. There was an electricity section. There was a towering tree. There was a safe. There was a hologram projector. We didn't see any hologram projectors really. Although we did have a lot of flat screens. There was a pirate ship, a second pirate ship. A fountain. No fountain in this game. But there was a nice lake. Come on, connect. Come on, connect. Gotta heal over that spot there. It's not green. When we start having this, it's way over there if you see on the left. There's so much more to this. When we start having these perception puzzles be different colors of their background, you break a rule that was taught to us since the beginning of the game, where all these puzzles were mostly white or filled in white. The map is getting in the way of our perception. Shouldn't be a big deal. That's a little annoying. One slip up here, and you won't make it. It's not to say that that a slip up might not be to your advantage, though. It might be. What's interesting about this puzzle too is when you start to understand what it is that these lines represent, it seems to just be a circle and a line, trying to make a connection even when there really isn't one, because there really isn't a connection to these pieces of green on the ship. I don't see any connection there. And no point was this ship put together in this long green line all connected. This is supposed to be rust. That's not everything though. We're still not done. I've been holding down the A button the whole time for no real reason. The main, most interesting thing about Myst, and I will eventually play Myst, I have almost all the games except for Myst 3, which is owned by Sega and not on Steam, or it is on Steam and it wasn't part of the bundle for all the other Myst things. And I kind of like Myst 3 in particular, because it does, Myst 3 actually plays a lot better than the first game as a first game. So if they had released the third one, then Myst 1, it probably would have been a better experience. But yeah, I will eventually cover all those. I have no clue when. There's nothing really is going to spoil me on those games, so there's not a lot of reason until Cyan World, the creators of Myst, come out with their new game, which they've announced, but it's not going to be related to Myst at all. It will be a very interesting thing to see if they can still make video games, because they haven't really made video games in a long time, and when they made them 20 years ago, a lot has changed since then. But yes, that is on my list of games that definitely need to be covered. Of course, I've beaten all the Myst games and probably seen almost everything that there is to be seen from them. I've even played the 5th Myst game, which barely felt like Myst. But to get back to my point, what was most interesting about the Myst series, and that's totally missing here, and it would be too much of a ripoff for him to really have this, although he could have certainly tried to do something similar and maybe not gotten called out on it, is Myst had linking books where if you touched a book you would be magically transported to a different age. If there was something like that, and then a hub world like this island, that would definitely be a different game. Although I don't feel like that really would focus as much about perception and seeing as this is. By giving us a standard island that hardly ever changes, or changes only the tiniest amount. You can walk around this island left and right, and maybe you will walk past some perception symbol like this, 5 times and not see it, but on the 6th time you do see it. And if it was a, you went to a hub world and then you had to link to a world, you'd have to have a very specific reason why you were going to that section of the world. Also notice this boat, not all the green is getting used, only the green that looks like it's a straight line. Here we are almost to it. This has been probably 10 minutes at this point, just going around this boat. That is incredibly long. You don't want to, you only want to do this once. And if you go too fast, you will mess up. So, both the video we saw here and this puzzle seem to be screaming at the player to take your time and enjoy it. So, as I'm kind of running through this game, not exactly doing a speed run to beat this, but not exactly taking my time and enjoying it either. I think I'm probably candidate number 1 for being a hypocrite there. So we are here. Let's speed up this boat ride a little bit. So there's only a couple of things like that, I think. I think all the others are much more reasonable links. That one in particular seems very much like the only thing the only reason to beat the boat is even there. Which then makes me wonder if there was an intention to do a lot more with the boat and it just never got done. I don't know. When we look at the forest here, it doesn't seem like there would be any solution here. All the trees are different colors, all the branches are different colors. It would have to be something that all matched, I think. I would assume as much, at least. If it starts becoming multiple colors, can be perception puzzles, then just about anything can be. Oh man, come on. I think I already clicked on that one anyways, but that kind of stinks. Why don't those disappear? Or go to just a standard menu thing when you think about it. Why isn't there a standard menu like audio logs? Just like a regular game would have. Why is this game so lacking in stuff for as much effort and time that's been put into it? It really gets weird. We're looking here because I think there's something with the clouds here. Like, it's something right there looks like it would potentially be a circle, but the waves, they keep coming and going. Would I have to go to a specific point and then the clouds would line up on the water and make something I could see? I mean, this clearly looks like something. Right here, clearly looks like something. But only when it lines up. Like, yeah. So we have the obelisks to help us with those, so we don't have to really waste our time with efforts here. So we had the statue and we could have lined up the statue here, but I don't see a circle in the statue there. I think there might be a whole section over there at the base of the statue I haven't seen. So here's the elevator to the end of the game. This almost looks like the reflections would line up. You have to be a certain distance from the clouds apparently to get their reflections. Because if we look over there, they stop really being anything solid. Except for that one. And that one. Was this whole section here the whole time? I don't know. I don't recall ever seeing it before though. Here we go. So there's 2 points on this island. There was a secret video puzzle starting with that hole. There's 2 points on this island where you run into these. The green one, the yellow one. Now I had half a thought if I left that metal canister in the lower right open, that it might block the connection here. If that is the case, I've messed myself up. I may actually come back and get it this off screen if that's the case. Hearing some weird sounds again. Doesn't look like there's any yellow on the bottom of that. So, I think we're cool. Now. We're getting to the end here. Here we go. So this grass continues it. This building is strangely out of place, but I guess all the buildings are mostly strangely out of place. They hired architectural people to design each of the buildings, so I don't know if you really need to do that in a video game. I don't know if that was would have been worth the money or not. You get some nice looking architectural things, but particularly in a puzzle game where things need to be constricted by a lot more than a normal game, I don't see a reason for that. There we go. That one's solved. Where we were about here. So there we went full circle. That's the full journey around. And this is where we will start next time. 434 puzzles plus 26. We don't know anything really as far as the extra puzzles and all that, but I imagine, I suspect a lot of them are in the final video room. Anywho, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.